Welcome to my channel. This time we will have a look at something different, a Bronica ETRS, a middle format camera, a very old middle format camera. So let's get on with it. As followers of my channel know, I love to shoot with my Hasselblad cameras, both the new X system cameras, but also the old Hasselblad 500cm and the SWC camera. So I love those cameras and I've shot those for many years. I actually owned my first Hasselblad 500cm when I was only 20 years old. That's 48 years ago. That's a long time. But I have also owned for some years this camera, the Bronica ETRS, with a range of lenses and some backs. And there are sometimes I actually like to shoot with this camera instead of my Hasselblad. There are a few things that it does better actually than the Hasselblad. First thing is that the viewfinder in this is awesome. I'm not that fond of the 500cm viewfinder. It's okay, but it could be better. This one is really awesome. It's very light and it does really well. Another thing is that it has markings for 24x36 frames also. I'll come back to why that is important. Second thing is that the lens on this camera actually goes down to, I think it's 0.6 meters, yes, and the Hasselblad normal lens, which is an 80 millimeter, this is a 75 millimeter, only go down to 0.9 meters. So this focuses closer, and I shoot a lot of things close up. And it gets even better if I use my wide angle lens. This is a 40 millimeter, which gives a very nice wide field of view. It even goes down to 0.35 meters, so very close I can get with this camera. So I love that. Another thing is that this camera has a shutter time up here, not on the lenses, so you control any lens on this one via the shutter up here, or shutter timing up here. It's electronic. That might be a downside for some. The Hasselblad is fully manual, the 500cm at least. If you have a 2000 FC, it's different because that's also an electronic shutter. But the shutter here is electronic, so you have to have a battery inside the camera. It's a small battery that sits underneath here. But if you don't have a battery in it, you can still operate it, though it will only shoot on 1/500th of a second. So none of the other times. But the very good thing is that if you have the battery in and that is working perfectly, then you can go up to 8 seconds on this camera. So with any of the lenses I have for it, and I have four lenses for it, yes. With any of those lenses you can go down to 8 or go up to 8 seconds, and you can shoot up to 1/500th of a second. And it's still central shutter, so it's a shutter inside the lens with all the lenses I have. So the same with the Hasselblad, you can synchronize flash on all shutter speeds. Very nice. Then there is one thing about this camera that I really like a lot, and that is that they have made a back for 135 millimeter. So as you can see in here, this is actually made for 24x35 frames. So if you open this, if I can remember how to open it, it's a long time ago I used this one. Oh yeah, it's up here. So here we go. Then inside there's a holder, if I can get it out. There's a holder for 24, oh, you can see it here. There's a holder for 135 millimeter for frames, or for 24x36 frames. And you can actually get one of these backs which shoots a wider field of view, so you can get 56 millimeters in width. So that's the total width of what corresponds to a 4.5 by 6 frame. Those are actually not 6 centimeters, they are 56 millimeters, and that's exactly what you will get here. You will get a frame of 24 by 56 if you have the white magazine. This one is called N135. There's also a W135, and that's the one for wide exposures. Awesome feature to have in such a camera. So you can actually shoot 135 film directly on this camera with no modifications. It's just made for the camera. But the back for the wide field of view is very expensive, very expensive. It costs more than I paid for the camera plus 4 lenses. I got it cheap, but anyway, it's more expensive than that. But it's a nice option to have if you like to shoot 135mm film and also 135 film. It's 35mm, and if you like to do wide panoramic shots. So lovely camera. I like it a lot. But let's have a look at what images we can do with this camera. The lenses are sharp. They're pretty good. I know that many back in the day that didn't buy Hasselblad bought cameras like this for professional use. And the 2 cameras that I bought together was actually used by a professional who shot portraits mostly in the studio with this camera. So let's have a look at the images. There are a number of things that I like about this camera, especially that it is so light and comparatively small also, and that it has this wide selection of film backs, especially the 135 backs that I have mentioned. But of course also the shutter times. And there are some few things that I don't like about it. That it doesn't have a mirror lockup is one thing, and that is a portrait mode. For portrait mode it's not very good. So I hope you like my review of the Bronica ETRS. a middle format, medium format camera from back in the day, where also Hasselblad made their cameras. Another option in this field, where there is a lot of cameras actually, but this is one that is usually going under the radar, and I like it a lot. There are several models of it. ETR was the first one. This is the second, ETRS, but there was also an ETRSi. There's not much difference between them. It's very small differences, but if you go for the newest one, you won't get a very worn out camera. But mine is an ETRS, and it has done a lot of exposures, but it still works flawlessly. So I can only recommend them, but of course if you prefer the Hasselblad one, you might go for that. The thing about this camera is it's 4.5 by 6, not 6 by 6. But as said, you can also shoot 130 film, 35 film on this camera, and that's an awesome option. I like to do it. You saw some of my images. So thank you very much for staying until the end. So I hope you will subscribe to my channel. Also hit the like button on this video. Thank you very much for this time, and bye for now.